Hi, it's Charlie here. We're going to talk about breathing today. It's something that we all do all the time, don't really think about, but actually when we do take a second to think about our breathing, it can have really great consequences and really good effects. In the last video, I talked about the amygdala hijack and how we can have really negative reactions and responses in times of stress and when we are triggered by things that are happening in the outside world around us. If we're able to manage those instant reactions, then we are in a better position to put our best foot forward, our best self forward, and have more effective relationships with the people around us. And then also a better relationship with ourselves as well. And I believe that breathing plays a really important part in this, because what we want to try and do is to calm our nervous system. We want to be able to oxygenate the body. We want to be able to lower the stress hormone and gain management of ourselves, so we're in a better position to think logically and rationally and express ourselves in the best way possible. So today we're going to look at two forms of breathing. We're going to look at the physiological sigh, and we're going to look at the deep, emphasized exhale. So I'm going to do these with you. I'm going to explain as we go. And then what I would suggest is that you put yourself in an environment that you feel comfortable in. And it can be first thing in the morning. It can be in the evening. You might even be able to find times throughout the day in order to practice this. But get yourself in a calm space. If you want a little bit of calming music, that's fine. But it's just where you're able to really concentrate on yourself and on your breath. So let's go. Okay, so the first technique we're going to look at is the physiological sigh. And what this does is it really helps to get rid of that build-up of CO2 that can happen when we are quite stressed. So this is about getting calm. So what we want to do is we want to start to think about our rib cage. And the idea is that we take a breath in. And then just as we're at the top, we take an extra breath. And then breathe out for a longer period. Breathe in, extra, breathe out. Breathe in, extra, breathe out. Do that for as many cycles as you feel comfortable. I would say at least 3. But also while you're doing it, take time to kind of connect with yourself. Take time to connect with how you're feeling, kind of what happened through the day. It's kind of a form of meditation where you're just being with yourself and you are accepting the things that happened, processing them, and possibly looking at, like I say, those different perspectives. Maybe how could you handle the situation differently next time? If you are feeling anxious or upset, it might be that you start to realize and recognize why you're feeling that way, and maybe it wasn't what you originally thought. So as you're doing all of this breathing, take that time to really say, this is time for me, and this is the time for me to try and become the best version of myself. The next breathing technique we're going to look at is the exhale emphasized breath. And as it says on the tin, it's about emphasizing the exhale. So what we're going to do here is we're going to breathe in for a count of 4 and then breathe out for a count of 6. So again, what we want to make sure that we're doing is we're sitting up nice and straight. You can do this on a chair. Just make sure that your back is pushed up against the back of the chair. You're sitting up nice and straight. Again, trying to put your hand on your chest and on your lower stomach, but you could also pop your hands down by the side here, because what we want to try and achieve is this deep inhale and the expanse of your rib cage. So you're wanting to try and keep everything nice and relaxed and really focus on that lower area and possibly your back as well. So we're going to take a breath in for 4 through the nose and breathe out for 6. Breathe in for 4. Breathe out for 6. Breathe in for 4. Breathe out for 6. And as you're doing this, you might start to feel more comfortable with expanding the side of your ribs, then maybe moving to the back of your ribs. And that's ultimately what we want, because we want to kind of manage our heart rate to keep it calm, to keep it relaxed, to keep the oxygen flowing. So when we are in times of stress, that we can manage that, we can keep ourselves calm, we can keep ourselves relaxed and not allow the fight or flight response to kick in and throw it all out of the window. But as you're doing it as well, it might be that, you start off like this after a busy day, your shoulders are really like hunched because you're really stressed. And as you're breathing out, everything starts to relax and feel a little bit more comfortable. So again, take this time, take this moment for you to take some nice cleansing breaths, get in tune with how you're feeling, and chill. I hope you enjoyed this video on some breathing techniques. They really work. I use them. It's a great way to start the day. It might be that you use that time to think about your intentions for the day. It might be for you to help mentally prepare yourself for meetings, for conversations, for whatever life's going to throw at you. And then in the evening, before you go to bed, you can do it while lying in bed to help yourself kind of say goodbye to the day, get in peace with what happened in the day, and then slide off to a nice, relaxing sleep. See you next time.